Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest tonight is an Academy Award nominee and an Emmy, Grammy, Tony, and Pulitzer Prize-winning composer, playwright, director, and actor whose work you know from Hamilton, In the Heights, Tick, Tick, Boom, and the animated movies Moana and Encanto. His new concept album, Warriors, is out now. Please welcome back to the show our very good friend, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I also, look, I think the first time you probably pitched Hamilton to somebody, it sounded like a crazy idea.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
It was a NyQuil. It was a similar NyQuil.
Yeah, it was a very Sudafed idea.
Yeah.
But this, the fact that post-Hamilton and all your success, you still had an idea as crazy as this concept album really impresses me.
Yes.
So this is, The Warriors is a movie from 1979.
1979. It is a fever dream of a movie about all the gangs in the South Bronx meeting for peace. The charismatic leader who calls for this truce is assassinated. The Warriors are blamed. They got to fight their way from the Bronx to Coney. I saw this when I was 4 years old. My mother hates when I say that.
Yeah.
Because she was like, we supervised you. I was like, you super didn't.
Yeah.
Because my friend's older brother had a VHS, and I definitely watched this at the same time as Sesame Street.
It's a crazy...
And those are very different New Yorks.
Yeah, they're very different New Yorks, yeah. Yeah, one is the one you actually can still see.
Yes, exactly. But what's really funny is one of the first people I told about this is our mutual friend, Andy Samberg.
Yes.
Because I was doing a guest spot on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and he was like, yes, yeah, get up for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And he was like, what are you working on? I was like, I have this weird idea. And my co-writer, who's brilliant, Issa Davis, wasn't even aboard yet, but I'm thinking of adapting The Warriors. What are you working on? He was like, I'm working on a concept album about Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire called Bash Brothers.
Yeah.
And they're both weird, super niche 80s things that maybe we're the only ones who really care about it.
Yeah.
But like we were working on them at the same time, and we would send each other demos while we were working on it. So weirdly, Bash Brothers is the cousin of Warriors.
Now the dangerous thing is if you say to people, if you loved the Bash Brothers, because Andy will be the first to tell you, that's a real thin slice of audience.
It's a very thin slice of pie.
You went to your producers and you're like, I think we can get everybody who saw Bash Brothers.
Yeah, I think we can do it.
But you have, you've often been the intersection of Broadway and hip hop. This is no, this is no exception. An incredible mix of Broadway people, hip hop people, and also hip hop people representing all the boroughs.
Yes, yeah. So our opening number is, we're trying to find the musical equivalent of that opening sequence in Warriors where all the gangs are kind of going up to the Bronx. And so we decided to have an MC represent each borough.
Yeah.
And we have, New York is home of the greatest hip hop in the world.
Absolutely.
I stand by that.
Absolutely.
And, so we've got, Chris Rivers, son of Big Pun, playing the Bronx.
Yeah.
We've got Nas for Queens, Cameron for Manhattan.
Yeah.
Ghostface and RZA for Staten Island, and Busta Rhymes for Brooklyn.
And you also got Lauryn Hill.
We did.
Now,
play Cyrus.
Sir, this is not an easy
not an easy
to catch.
Not an easy booking.
Was it just so thrilling when you actually got her there to record it? Must have just been amazing.
It was so thrilling, and when you say got her there to record it, that would be amazing if we were in the room to record it. Yeah. That's not what happened.
Okay.
We texted her manager. The toe in the door was that she had seen Hamilton and enjoyed it. And so we said, we have no plan B. You're the only person who can play this role. We sent her the song, and Issa and I wrote her this long email why she was the only person who could play it. I texted her manager every week for about a year. And then one day we got a Dropbox, and it just had all her vocals. And
she did it on her own?
She did it on her own, and she added additional harmonies on top of our harmonies. She's a co-producer on that track, and she just brought it to life.
Unbelievable.
And it's the highlight of our career.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had a Dropbox even close. Like, when I think about the Dropbox links...
It's like, request access, request access.
You and our next guest, Bernadette, have long been stewards of Stephen Sondheim and his wonderful career. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to asking her about Stephen, but you had one of the great email exchanges of all time with Stephen, because what did you see that you felt you had to tell him about?
So here's the thing. Sondheim, when we met, was like, please don't be shy and keep up with me. And I really took him at his word.
Yeah.
And I emailed him every dumb thing that I could think of to ask him.
Just to stay connected,
yeah.
right.
And so once I emailed him, hey, I read this article about an ice cream truck in Queens that plays Send in the Clowns. Very off key. It's like, gung, 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 gung. And I sent him the clip, and you can read his response.
If his says to me, very upsetting, thank you so much.
I miss him.
I miss him too. I got a lot more to ask, Lynn. We'll be right back after this.